If you've been banging your head against the wall and tearing your hair out trying to find this magical, mystical mixed voice that people keep telling you that you need to sing well, and nothing seems to be working, no matter what sounds you try, no matter what exercise, no matter what courses you do, you don't seem to be able to find, strengthen, build, or develop this mixed voice thing, this video is for you. Now, mixed voice is not a vocal technique, at least not in the way that you think. It's a principle. It's a concept. In the same way that open throat technique, Lagola aperta, the open throat, doesn't literally mean to open your throat. If you want to sing free of constriction, open, you actually need to sing towards a closed vowel at a certain point. Right? People get the wrong idea from kind of throwaway YouTube videos and these terms that people throw around, right? Especially the ones that are Italian in nature, right? Translate that to English, literally the open throat. Someone's going to try and open their throat and you're going to severely hurt your voice and feel pretty bad about yourself for not singing well if you're trying to do that, right? Mixed voice is exactly the same, right? And it really depends how you got there. This is why different teachers talk about different things with mixed voice. You can only share what you know. Right? The experience you had learning how to sing is the experience that you're going to share with your students, whether that's relevant and contextual for everyone or not, right? Someone might find mixed voice by supporting in a certain way. So they're like, oh, well, mixed voice is all about support. Someone else might do a deeper dive like I do. They might be talking about the CT muscle or the CT process, I like to refer to it. It's more than a muscle. There's ligaments, there's cartilage, there's a cradle that the larynx sits on, right? Stretches the vocal folds against the thyroarytenoid, the fibers of the vocal folds themselves, which really contract the folds, right? This muscular balance of stretch and thickness, that's mixed voice. Or is it? I also talk about vowels. There's certain mixed voice vowels. If you sing the mixed voice vowels in the right way and you understand what you're doing and you apply it in the right way, this gives you the muscular balance and gives you the support. It gives you the CT muscle stretch as well, right? I've seen people talk about forward placement and call it mixed voice. I've seen people demonstrate twang and give instructions for singing with twang and call it mixed voice. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's a principle, and that principle of mixed voice is always singing with connection between head and chest voice, whatever that means to you. When you're ascending, you're always incrementally going towards head voice. It doesn't mean you sing in head voice, you're going towards it. As you're descending, you're singing towards chest voice. So you're not bringing up your chest and yelling in your chest, and you're not bringing down your head voice and then flipping into head voice. You sing with the voice as one. And there are many moving parts to that and really different solutions for different singers, right? I'm going to give you the simplest, most practical solution for singing real songs in mixed voice. Before we do that, hello, my name is Keegan, and in over a decade of coaching singing, teaching singing professionally, I've helped hundreds of singers absolutely transform their voice. Just like Mike Nova here. Now, Mike came to me a couple of years ago with dozens of spectacular songs that he'd written over a 30-year period. Some of these songs were written in the mid to late 80s, a lot of them through the 90s as well, right? And he'd fleshed these songs out to a point where he'd written out piano charts in traditional notation. He'd written out guitar charts. He'd even written out the vocal lines and inflections and all of this stuff in traditional classical notation. That's a very rare thing for a rock and folk singer, right, that writes these kind of rock pop songs. He'd fleshed them out in such a detailed way, but he couldn't sing what he'd written, basically. He'd written these songs that were outside of the range that he was comfortable singing with. And the songs that he used to be able to sing when he first wrote them, when he was a bit younger, that range had dwindled. And when he first came to me, one of the first conversations that we had together that he had with me was whether he should try and sing his own songs, whether he should lower the key, whether he should give them to someone else and just be a songwriter for people, or whether he should really invest his time in becoming a better singer. Now, with the transformative process that I'm about to share with you in this video using mixed voice, Mike's actually on his second record of these songs. The first record was called Lost Songs, such a spectacular name for this concept that tells the story of these songs, right? And I'm not talking demo quality bedroom DIY recording. This has made such a change in Mike's voice that he's actually, and I'm not talking about a guy that's 21 or 22 years old here, right? I'm talking about an established guy, an adult who's in their 50s, in their mid-50s, right? This has changed his voice so much that he's actually moved interstate to be within walking distance of the recording studio that he recorded at and wants to record at, and all the professional session musicians that he wants to work with and that worked on that first record. He's moved interstate to make a serious go of this, and he's on the second record. We're doing up lead sheets and working through all these songs. This has been such a transformation in his voice. Imagine writing dozens and dozens of songs over a 30, 40-year period. Really fucking good songs too. These are really spectacular songs, and being unable to sing them. Then going through a very, very simple practical process that allows you to actually become a professional musician, going into the recording studio and making records in a professional way, right? That's a pretty incredible change in the voice and change in his life. Really, it's been a life-changing experience. Right?
And maybe salvation will come from the skies. I won't have to work, it'll take me by surprise. But when my master comes, I'll turn away my eyes. Could it be that I'm telling myself lies?
Now, the concept of mixed voice is using head and chest voice as one voice instead of a separation of the voice, right? And your first fundamental of that is to connect head and chest voice. And I know this is not very exciting stuff. There's no buzzwords in here. There's no, open throat, mystical, magical terms. You just need to take head voice and chest voice and connect those suckers as one, right? I usually do this at A4 with most guys, but I'll do it at G4 for myself, right? So we just find head voice, right? Ooh, pretty easy, right? We're just let some air out, sing a bit of an ooh sound, go up into the soft palate. If you're pulling in your belly and you can't find your head voice, just push your belly out like you've had a gigantic lunch. You've had 7 pizzas for lunch, push it out, go for a Homer Simpson style, woo, kind of, find the donut kind of sound, and you'll find your head voice, right? Woo. And then we need to find our chest voice, right? Woo, right? What we need to do is make those one. Now, you are no doubt going to flip. Some of you out there are going to flip through this. You're going to go, ooh, ooh. That's totally okay. That's how it started out for me. You have to go slow. You have to take your time. There's tons of different exercises you can try. And there's even a video down below in the description where I show you my process for connecting head and chest voice. This is the process that I take my students through. This is the process that I've used to connect my head and chest voice every single day for the past 25 years that I've been singing, right? Very, very simple. This is your fundamental of connecting head and chest voice, right? Now, where most people go wrong with that is then they start reaching for sounds that give them mixed voice, right? They find this higher range with some funny sound, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine. That works. That totally works, right? But the reason it works is what you need to apply. You don't need to sing with that sound, whatever it is. Ma, ma, ma exercises, right? Ma, 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 ma. Doesn't really matter what it is. Whatever mixed voice exercise you've been doing and wasting your time doing, right? For many months, I'm sure. You need to look at why that works. Whatever exercises you've been doing, right? Let's take the dying cat sound, which is everywhere on YouTube, right? Let's say we take that sound. And you're like, wow, I found my mixed voice with that sound. But then when you sing a song, right? Say you want to sing a Chris Cornell song, right? Say you want to sing Spoonman. You got your connection between head and chest. You got your cat sound. You go and sing it, Spoonman. And that's all you get. Or maybe you did it with a bigger vowel and you just shouted and yelled. My voice won't go that high if I yell in that way, right? And it's not working. What do? We reach for more funny sounds. We start watching more channels. We start buying more vocal courses, right? No. What we do is we look at why that sound worked for you. And it's very simple. That's a narrowed vowel. It's not about the physical setup. You're most likely looking at your throat as where mixed voice comes from. It actually comes from your vowel. Now, if we want to sing Spoonman, the reason why that's coming out as head voice, spoon, that vowel, the color of that vowel is ooh, right? Spoon. So I get my falsetto sound, right? If I did that with a big wide sound like ah, I would shout and yell, right? We look at our variants in the center. We look at the vowels which sit between chest and head voice to recall this setup that you've been developing and working towards, right? If we sing a bit of a narrowed sound, so we're not really singing this fully narrowed classical hollow vowel at the back, what we're doing is we're singing a bit of a narrowed sound, right? So if we sing spa for spoon, I know that's totally not going to work for the word. We're going to sing spa. We're going to go up into the soft palate using a wider sound, like AW, and then I'm going to go towards a narrowed sound like Now, you Americans out there that cannot understand my Australian accent, I hear you. Think about a Texan accent, the way that they would say what I would call truck. You know, the thing you drive, right? A truck. Truck, truck. Think about Matthew McConaughey saying truck, right? It's like the way that I would say the word search or learn, right? And we're going to sing spur, right? Spoonman, I'm together with your hands, save me. Right? I'm using that narrowed vowel to give me the mixed voice that I've worked on in the exercises. I didn't need to spend months doing that or years doing that. I needed to sing the right fucking vowel sound, right? And this goes into play for anything. Now, where most people go wrong with vocal training is they find something that works for them and they take the ball and they run with it. You might find that range and that Spoonman range, the Chris Cornell sound, by doing that narrowed vowel, and you're going to try and sing everything with a narrowed vowel, right? Remember, the principle of mixed voices is singing between head and chest voice. That doesn't always mean narrowed vowel. Doesn't always mean open vowel either. As I descend from there, I'm going to get wider. And actually, as I ascend from there and I get higher, I'm going to widen as well. I call this mix extension. Some people might call it vowel register. You know, call it purple register for all I care. Basically, you need to find the right variant of the vowel that rings out, right? So if I'm singing something that's higher than that, right? Say we go Jesus Christ pose or something, right? Like I'm dropping now, nails, nails. If I'm singing that range, like I'm dropping now, nails, yeah. You see, I'm always going from chest voice to head voice. It's not separated. It's into different voices modally. I'm not singing with my Chris Cornell voice. I'm not singing with my monkey sound voice. I'm not singing with my, ma, ma, ma exercise voice. It's all one voice, and that is the principle of mixed voice. You need to learn to sing your vowels correctly, and it's very, very simple. There really is only two changes in your vowels. You either sing the word wider or you sing it narrower, and that's it. That's it. There you go. 25 years of vocal training boiled down to two sounds. Where you do this depends on the voice. Through your first break, you're going to widen a little bit. Through your second break, you're going to narrow a little bit. You're going to use the CT muscle more at that point. And then depending on how you're singing, you're either going to go up to head voice or you're going to do the mix extension thing like I showed you. I'm going wider when I'm singing Jesus Christ pose, right? Nails is a little narrow when I do it at the D5. Like I'm dropping nails! At the top, it's a bit wider, not too much wider, but a little bit wider. And then what happens is the vowel actually controls my mixed voice. I can just connect head and chest voice, do a basic warm-up. It's, I haven't done much singing today. And if I learn to recall that vowel in the right place, I don't need to warm up for an hour to find my voice and then be too tired to sing afterwards. Basically, we're going for the correct sound as soon as possible. Now, this way of using your vowels to sing well is something that I identify in every single singer that I like, and also the voice teachers that I like as well. All the good voice teachers, I went to a lot of different singing teachers, right? A lot of them weren't very good. That's okay. It is what it is. That's just part of my experience, probably part of your experience of learning how to sing too, right? But the better voice teachers that I went to always tried to teach me about the vowels and how the vowel controls the register. You are going to immediately identify someone that knows how to sing and knows how to sing well and knows how to teach by the way that they talk about vowels. So if we're talking YouTube coaches, Daniel Formica just might happen to be my favorite singer ever. His voice just knocks me out, knockout singer, right? I'd put him up against Paul Rodgers, Kelly Holland from Cry of Love, Steve Marriott, any of the great singers, a dude from Foreigner. Really, he really is that good as a singer. He's fantastic. I think out of all the YouTube voice teachers, I think Danny's the best singer out of all of us, myself included, right? He's fantastic. Go and watch some of his videos. The first thing he's going to say to you in 90% of them is that your vowel controls your register. It's not some magic sound you need to make. You need to learn to sing your vowels correctly, right? Eli Prinson's exactly the same. Fantastic singer in his own right as well. Really great singer. You can tell he knows how to sing. He knows how to coach too, because he tells you about the vowels. Go watch a couple of his videos. He's going to tell you all about these vowel variants and the width in the vocal tract and that they control your register, right? Great singer, great coach. Tyler Wysong's another one. Leo Meyer's another one as well. He's going to talk all about, narrowing your vowel and not singing so fucking wide and spreading things out and splatting, all these kind of things, right? You are going to identify this in natural singers as well. This is how Freddie Mercury sings, even though he doesn't modify his vowels like people say on YouTube. It's how Paul Rodgers sings. This is how Dio sang. This is what they're actually doing. You may not be hearing it because you're not attuned to it. This is what you're going to identify in all good singers and especially in good teachers as well. So I'd like to hear about all the mixed voice exercises that you've tried. I want to hear about them. I'm learning all this stuff from you guys. You guys have done all the courses under the sun. You've done all the exercises. You watched all the YouTube videos under the sun. I have not. So I would love to hear about your experience of trying to find mixed voice. What worked, what didn't work, what sounds worked, what courses you've done, who you've worked with, all that kind of stuff. There's a link down below. You can reach out to me, get in contact, and let me know all the stuff you've tried. Let me know all the funny sounds you've been trying to, make with mixed voice. Tell me what happens when you sing a song compared to those sounds that work. And I'll get in contact with you and let you know what that next transformative element is for your singing with the vowels. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we're going to talk soon.